Okay, so for this section in our notes, we're trying to decide if these triangles are congruent. So first we always want to see if there's anything that we can add to our picture in order to use side, 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 angle, or hypotenuse leg. So in our first picture here, Nolan, will you get the door? We have a side, an angle, and another side. In our other triangle, we have a side, an angle, and another side. So I can say right now that these two triangles are congruent through side, angle, side postulate. Didn't have to add anything to my picture. And it also said if they are congruent, state by which postulate and then write the congruency statement. So I'm going to say that triangle QYT is congruent to triangle. So order matters. I went down the side with 1 to the angle that's congruent, down the side with 2. So we'll start with C to K to P. The next one. I have a side. So I either am looking for the angle in between them, which I can't say anything about D or B. So then I'm going to look at this third side here. I can say that AC is congruent to itself because it's reflexive. So now I have side, side, side. So these triangles are congruent through side, side, side postulate. So triangle ACD is congruent A to C to D, so 3 to 2 to the 1, 3, 2, 1. So CAB. Next one, 6. I see here that we have vertical angles. Vertical angles right now, so those are congruent. So I have an angle, a side, and an angle. I want to go in order. I don't want to go all the way around. So angle, side, angle. Oh, those are sides. Had that backwards. Side, angle, side congruence. Side, angle, side. So SAS, SAS. So triangle B to C to A is congruent to triangle D to C to E. I could write these differently. I could say ABC, but then that would change my second triangle. 7, I have an angle, a side, and a side. So I have 3 things. An angle, a side, and a side. So SSA, that's not a thing up here. And ASS isn't a thing up here. The only time that happens is if we have a right angle and its hypotenuse leg. So for this one, I do not have enough information to say the triangles are congruent. 8, I have an angle, a side, and an angle. Angle, side, angle. The side is in between the 2 angles, so it's angle, side, angle congruence. So we'll say triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. 9, I have 2 triangles that are mashed into each other. So I have triangle here, triangle JMK. There's one mark here, and then there's an angle mark. And then this triangle out here looks like that, and it's MKL. This letter N is really just an extra letter there for us. So I have a mark here, and then an angle mark. So I need 3 things in order to say these triangles are congruent. So I'm going to add on this side here is congruent to itself. When I bring it out in these 2 triangles, this side and this side are congruent. So now I have side, angle, side congruence. And I could write my statement. Triangle JMK is congruent to triangle LKM. In this last section, we're trying to mark and name what congruence is needed to show the postulate stated. So for this next one, we have the 90-degree angle, one of the legs. We need to say this hypotenuse is congruent. So I would need these markings here. In order to prove hypotenuse leg, I'd need to say that AC is congruent to AC, reflexive. The next one, angle, angle, side. So I need one of the other angles. I have no information to talk about angle Q. I don't have parallel lines or anything. However, I can talk about this angle here and this angle here. I can mark that they're congruent through vertical angle theorem. So angle XZQ is congruent to angle WZY. Now I have angle, angle, side. The last one, there's a typo, needs to be angle, side, angle. So I have the side, and I want two angles. I want B and this vertical angle. So first I can talk about these vertical angles. So angle ACB is congruent to angle ECD, because they're vertical angles. And then I would also need to add, talking about angle B and angle D. Well, how can those be congruent? Right now our focus isn't really on how they're congruent, it's that I can add that to my picture. Right now I know I can add it to my picture because I have alternate exterior angles, or alternate interior. If I extended this line, here's my transversal. Angle B and D are on the inside of my parallel lines and on the opposite sides of my transversal. So I'm going to say that angle B is congruent to angle D.